Good morning. I forgot the little microphone, so I went back to my room to get it. That's why you had those pleasurable moments here on your own without me disturbing you. But Soter wants to be unleashed, so I'm of two minds about this. I think we're not going to climb our bell because we're starting right here from the house, so I think I'll unleash Soter, but you just have to say a little prayer that she'll behave herself. So she's very happy that she's out here now. But it's a problem because she's actually very discriminatory and a little bit racist because she goes after one type of people. And we have a lot of employees now here and guests, so we have to, if she doesn't behave, she'll have to stay home in the future. Well, people, it's great to be back in Galilee, you know. It's a feeling of home. Beautiful. Now, Jerusalem is always a feeling of home. In many ways, even if you never lived in Jerusalem. It's a feeling of home. But I think there's no question about that. Magdala and Galilee is a feeling of home now. I just want to show you one spot in case we don't have another angle yet, because today's gospel reading is right at the foot of the Mount of Beatitudes. And there you see the Mount of Beatitudes. All that plastic covering over the banana area or areas. And if we draw a straight line down toward us here from the center, then we're going to hit the water, and that's exactly the point of a place called the Primacy of Peter. It's right beside the multiplication of the loaves, and that's where the gospel is located today. And here we have this gorgeous sunrise. The clouds just do that magic. And another thing I really want to do is go up on Mount Arbel one of these days, because the green is almost over, people. I saw the warning signs yesterday on the way up in the Jordan Valley, and all the hills were just brown, actually. Well, not brown yet, like a pale colour. All the fresh, lush, verdant green is gone. It just takes a couple of days of intense sun in the 30s, which we're now experiencing, of Celsius, 30 something, 34, 35 degrees sometimes Celsius. Although we have 3 days rain coming, so that's going to cool things. At least that's the forecast. So, and that'll also retain the green, but not long. So we just have to get close to that green, because we won't see it again until the end of November. Or maybe December. As there won't be any more rain. April is the last rain. It's kind of interesting that there's this amount of rain promised right now in the middle of in the early April. But let's see. So welcome back to Galilee, people, for our sunrise stroll and chat. It's good to be back. Yesterday was a tough day of memory for the Jewish people, and actually for human consciousness worldwide. That's Holocaust Memorial Day. I hadn't left Notre Dame. Yesterday was very interesting. I was just putting my things in the car, and then I had one meeting before leaving, and sure enough, you know, the sirens went and all the traffic stops in the whole country. People even get out of their cars and stand up, and it's amazing to see that. One day I remember being near Megiddo, coming in from what's the name of that exit there off the 6, and it was a windy, hilly road, but everybody stopped. There weren't too many cars, but they stopped. It was kind of a learning experience, you know, that you stop in the middle of the road, and you stop right there, and people get out of the car. It wasn't a freeway, but still it would be a busy road normally. I'm sorry, I'm just rearranging the tripod here so I don't trip you up as we go through this little rougher area here. That walk on the Mount of Olives the day before yesterday, it must have been a blast of pollen. It got my nose going like you can't believe. It was like a nose Olympics for me the last couple of days. But I hope here in Galilee all the pollen period, now the heavy pollen period, is over. Some years I get that and other years no, but that's life. I guess everybody has their sensitivity to nature. And our little stream is still running. We had quite a few guests yesterday evening, took care of, and it was interesting to go there to the mikvah and see that incredible flow of water. And that water there is coming down from the mikvah area, the purification baths area. So Mount Arbel is still green. Here it's a little dried up. It looks like there were a lot of people around here making a mess. Oh, it's terrible how people can't. Oh wow, this is just terrible. This must have been like the public bathroom of the area, of the camp. Amazing. Well, you see, I haven't been here I left Galilee for Holy Week on Saturday before Palm Sunday. So actually tomorrow will be 2 weeks. So Soter hasn't had a sunrise stroll and chat. For almost 2 weeks, so she's particularly happy to be out here. You can hear these guys out on their little power boats. They're not boats really, they're like glorified motorbikes. They're out there in the water. I forget the technical name for them. You can see them here, they make quite a splash and quite a noise. My brain isn't bringing up the name for that thing this morning. There are a lot of campers over here. Soter has found a dog here. So, or the dog has found her, but Soter isn't interested. It's not her date. Lots and lots of people here. It's funny to have all these bathrooms here and those people made such a mess back there. I don't get it. I'm not sure it was these people, it could have been a group before them. So there, hang around here, okay? We go together. I don't want you messing up any people's happiness here at the lake. It's wonderful to see so many people out enjoying nature. Yeah, you see it's already losing a little of its green actually, I can tell. But we have some left. Maybe the last couple of days of rain now that are coming. But they mightn't be able to do that much either because it takes a while for that rainfall to immediately affect. And then afterwards they will need, the heat will come again very quickly as we're in that time of year. It's just gorgeous. صباح الخير. كيف حالكم? The dog? The Belgian? No, the other one, the little one. This is my one. No, not mine. So we're back on our usual trail. I actually wanted to go up today to Mount Arbel, but I was too late. I had a good sleep, thanks be to God, and woke up late. I wonder if that cow is following Soter because she's looking in the direction of Soter. It's interesting. You don't often see a cow with that type of attitude. Maybe she has a baby calf or something. And there's another one over here. Not bothered with us, unlike the other one. Okie doke. Well, we don't have answers to all the questions. Nice place for a little campfire. This is Galilee, people. Sea of Galilee in the morning. More cows up here. Those are the two we saw. And here's some more grazing to their heart's content. Soter must cover about 5 times more space than I do, 5 times more distance in a morning walk. If I get in 2 miles, she probably gets in 10. When I get back, it's about 2 miles, almost exactly 2 miles from the house to the very end of this and back. On the typical path. So people, we have very interesting readings this morning. I just mentioned earlier about the Holocaust memorial. And it's interesting how in humanity there are people who rise up against others and who want to control others. And now Jesus' disciples you can see the writings on the wall. There's a very powerful encounter with the authorities, the religious authorities in Jerusalem. And they're absolutely convinced they must completely impede these fishermen from Galilee, that they shouldn't talk. They shouldn't speak their mind. They shouldn't share their experience. This looks like a new batch of flowers here. Maybe it's a different seasonal moment for these. Maybe it's their spring. I don't remember these ones. Maybe it's just my memory. But there's a ton of them here. Like there's a whole fresh flowering here. So different plants have their times, you know. Some flower later. You can probably tell we are. And then these have yellowing leaves, or oh, they're the flowers actually. These are all little buds, because these ones here are open. Look, I think. Yeah, that looks like a flower. And now we were waiting so long and they're already practically all in bloom here, these big thistles. I certainly didn't like thistles on the farm, okay? Well, these aren't fully in bloom yet. But a number are very much in bloom. And they're pretty neat. Look, oh wow, look at this. People, we got a bee here. Look at the bee. The busy bee. Looking for nectar and going to make honey. Marvelous creature. Somebody commented a long time ago, I'm not sure if it was one of the Greek philosophers, Aristotle, or somebody said that if bees disappeared, life would end on the planet, because they're one of their great byproducts as they go about their business of nectar collecting is they pick up they cross-fertilize the plants, which is essential for healthy plant development, and plant life is foundational nutritional basis for animal life. So healthy plant life has to lead to healthy animal life, and without the bees it mightn't happen. An interesting observation. Small little creature. I came across a beautiful line from a Greek Orthodox monk in in Mount Athos, and he's considered a saint in the Orthodox. I do not know enough about him, but the line is, do you want to be a bee or a fly? And what's the difference between a bee and a fly? Well, a fly, where do you find flies? They're always going after corrupted nature. They're going, lots of them on the dung pile, where there's dirt. The flies are always there, but the bees, you never find bees there. You'll always find bees in the beauty, in the flowers, looking for nectar. And so the question is, do you want to be a bee or a fly? And the bee is looking for the good and developing it further, and the fly is looking for the garbage dump and telling their other flies, come here, there's more garbage here. So it's a way of looking at people and society. Are we looking for the garbage? And so there's some media that has different names in different languages. The gutter press, I think it's in English, at least I've heard that term. And it's always dealing with the scandals, with the crimes, with the brutalities. It's going like the fly. Its business is garbage. Nothing against garbage collectors. Without them we'd have a very messy world. And some places we need more of them. But the bee is always looking for the good, you know. And the interesting thing is in this conflict that emerges for the Christians, for the disciples of Jesus, shortly after Pentecost, as many of the also religious people in Jerusalem are open, their hearts are open for this message. Others are very closed. And so a major persecution starts, and we can see the outline of that today, and going to really emerging in the conflict over the healing of the crippled man at the temple. We see extraordinary transformation in the disciples, great courage. Peter speaks out so clearly. If you want to know how this man is cured, then it's in the name of the Lord Jesus he's cured, in the power of the risen Lord. And you're all invited to join. But there's a hostility and a rejection. Look at all these flowers here again. And the hostility and rejection only goes deeper and gets more consolidated and institutionalized. But even there's a bee attitude. And it's a goodness attitude. And we see it then later on with Stephen. Father, forgive them, they know not what they're doing. Interceding the greatest blessings for people who persecute. And not retaining a memory of hatred of those who persecute. Oh wow, look at this bush here. We've seen this before, but it's more in bloom than ever. Look at the amount. Before we had 1 or 2 blooms. We were waiting, we saw the buds, and there's still lots of buds to come here, so we'll have to come back here the coming week. Look at all the buds still to bloom, but look at this. It's amazing bloom, and this is going for a long time. You know, we've had flowers on this thing for, I don't know if you want to check, but it must be 6 weeks or more that we're watching these flowers. Or maybe they're year round, I don't know, but they could be going a long time. I remember a hike a long time ago we did up maybe 2 months ago up in Wadi Amoud, and they were up there. You weren't with us on that hike. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? There's a famous poem by, I think it's Robert Plunkett, I see his blood upon a rose. He could have been inspired here. Another one here. That's interesting. We'll keep our eye on those in the next time. We won't have a hard job keeping our eye on them because they're cold. Wow, look at this fill here as well. And there's more ahead of us. Beautiful, gorgeous. Actually, now we can see the primacy, because I'm in a spot where we can figure that out here. Let's just focus in on it. Let's focus in on that. So there we see the Mount of Beatitudes again. And you see that little guy's playing over there with his power boat. There's a jet ski, right? They're called jet skis, I think. Is that the name? Jet skis. And it's a little hazy, but oftentimes you can see that church. We're a little far away. It's a basalt stone church, a small little tiny church, and it's right on the water edge. It's probably right in the very center of the screen there. Maybe you're on a bigger screen and you can see it clearer than I can. And that's where the story of the miracle today is, of the fish, when Peter says, I'm going fishing, you come with me? And then they're out fishing all night, 7 of them. And then nothing caught in the morning. There's a guy walking along the shore, incognito. Hey lads, have you got anything? No. Like the crow was just saying no. That's the pod from this same flower, okay? From the fruit. Let me see if I can turn it around for you. Yeah, look at that. The seeds were in here, but they look like they're all gone, almost all gone. There was a little fly there. Yeah, there's more flies in there, so they're using this as their nest. And that's a pod, and you can see another one up here. This pod is dry and bust open, all the seed has fallen. And this is filled with flowers. And look at this one here as well. Galilee, people, Galilee, Galilee. This is so beautiful. And these ones continue, and they're here a while as well. Lots of them. Sorry, I don't know the names. Oh gosh. Somebody told me the names of these guys before and I forgot. When you're in your 7th decade, retention isn't the best. Here are 3 cyclers out for the morning. Oh, there's more than 3. There's a whole troop of them coming along behind. I met lots of them in the Jordan Valley yesterday as well. Big groups of people out. Enjoying spring. This is just a forest of these beautiful flowers. This must be their peak season, their peak time. We call them Easter flowers. So then, do you have any fish? And they say no. And Jesus said, throw out the nets on the other side. They didn't know it was Jesus. They probably were getting the feeling. And sure enough, they had a huge call of 153 fish. And if you remember back in Magdala, we have those mosaic fish in the gardens in 2 pools. And there are 153 for that reason. 153 Murano fish. All these are flowers here, people. Different flowers. We had the yellow ones before, so we have these white ones now have their heyday. And then he says, we'll bring some in to have breakfast. And when they get in, they already see him cooking fish wherever he got that one. And he has the fire ready and grilling it. And they're able to eat much sooner. Oh, that was the bus. I heard that horn. I didn't know what it was, or a truck. It was a very musical horn. Just thinking about the bee and the fly, isn't it good that there are different seasons of flowers so that when one set is finished they have another set to work on. So let's pray for all the people that are out there persecuting others, taking away their rights, suppressing them. And it's play for all those whose rights are being suppressed so that they won't turn bitter and harbour hatred and vengeance, that they will have a renewed heart, a redeemed heart, a heart of redemption that wants to recover also their persecutors, those who are abusing power selfishly. Let that be our prayer today, a prayer of resurrection, a prayer of renewal. This world is passing, so our challenges here are preparing us for eternal glory, eternal light, and let eternal light shine upon them. People, God bless you. It's been wonderful with you this morning. Great to be back here. See you later, alligators. Keep up the joy of Easter. If you notice in the post this week, I'm putting in the day of the week. It's Easter Wednesday, Easter Thursday, Easter Friday. This is all Easter. It's the same. Liturgically, we celebrate the same intensity, basically, as Easter Sunday. So it's 8 full days of joy. My cup is overflowing.